My worth is not tied to my productivity, like what I can contribute to the world. I can just exist and be myself. I find the beauty of that by actually like losing everything that I thought was keeping me safe, like identity. Anger is good as fuel, gets you far fast. For me, it stopped working because it burned me to the ground.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Health Chats podcast. I am sitting here with the beautiful Tatyana Akman. Tatyana is my good friend here in beautiful Bali. She is a local Indonesian woman who I am blessed to know.
Oh,
And I wanted to interview you on my podcast because she has a lot of depth to her.
Oh.
And she's an interesting woman. And I just thought maybe we could have a little chit chat on health chats. And I don't really know where it's going to go, but I think those are the best conversations sometimes. So, Tatyana, say hello.
hello. Do I say hello to you or like to the
audience?
My name is Tatyana. I'm Kelsey's friend, and I'm glad to be here, I guess. Yeah.
I would love to start by asking you, when you meet someone new, brand new, and you're like getting to know them, they're getting to know you, how do you introduce yourself? What do you like to share about yourself?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I would like to share my energy, just like my presence, because I feel like even to this day, it's so hard for me to explain myself with words. I never can explain myself whenever I just meet someone new. It's always a struggle, and when I like meet them the next time, even like with you, I realized that I didn't share much about myself, and then you kind of figure out who I am. Like the more you always say like, I didn't know you did this. I didn't know you were this. I didn't know you. Yeah. So it's like, it's really hard, but I think I don't feel the need to be received in the first meeting. Like I let it flow and I'll just share my presence, my energy. And I think it's more important to listen and to be curious about the person you're meeting instead of like throwing yourself to them and like, this is me.
Yeah.
It's better to have like
Mutual conversation
and like reciprocal energy, I would say. Yeah.
I would totally agree. And it's funny, this is reminding me of a time when I went and hung out with someone and it was someone new who I had never hung out with before. I thought they were really interesting. And 2 hours and 11 minutes later, they had the whole time talked about themselves and told me everything about themselves and didn't ask a single question. I had never experienced that before. It was so weird. I was just like, I didn't even feel like I could ask anything because it's almost like they had a story that they were like, I need to tell you everything about me to see if you'll accept me. It was just so weird.
Yeah.
So I feel like you answered that just like a normal human. It's like, yeah, actually you just get to know one another. And I think why we vibe is because we both have that weird energy.
Yeah.
That's like, you don't really need to say anything.
Yeah.
It just is.
It's just like feel into the vibe and like, you're like this too. Okay.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. I think that's the best type of connection where you just can be weird and can just be.
Totally. Even last night we went for dinner and it was like 4 hours later. And we're like, oh my God, how did it just be 4 hours?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's so special. I guess a better way I could ask that is right now, currently, what occupies your time the most?
Oh, what occupies my time? I guess internal processing. This is very Udian, but I don't know if people will get it. Like, I feel like the past 3 years, it's been more internal, not so much like building stuff outside. Do you understand what I mean? So I always say to my friends, like old friends, like, imagine we're in this stranded island and everyone is like building like a hut or like fire and stuff, and I'm just like running around frolicking and just like, oh, it's a starfish, guys, I found a starfish, and then I'll just run around and dance and like sing and not building anything. And that's how I've been feeling for the last 3 years.
I love this conversation already, honestly, because I think a big portion of the people who listen to health chats are very future focused and struggle to be in the present moment. Or in the present moment, they're often like, okay, what's next? Like they're thinking about it, or they're just not content in what exists right here. So if you're open to share, how did you get to that point where you're like, I'm not working towards any big thing specifically. Like, it sounds like you're just here now.
Interestingly, I was like that before. I can never like stay still. My moon is in Capricorn, so I have to always work on myself. I feel like I have to prove my existence and work on the next thing, work on the next thing, work on the next thing until I guess approaching my late 20s. Everything I planned for went to shit. Like it all fell apart. And I think that kind of, I don't know if this is like a healed version of myself or I am just traumatized with planning.
Yeah.
So now I feel like whenever I want to plan something is, I don't know if it's divine intervention or it's my trauma or something like that, is blocking me from planning, from envisioning, from strategizing anything, or from trying to build anything. But I learned so much through that process that my worth is not tied to my productivity or like what I can contribute to the world. I can just exist and be myself, and that's already like enough.
Yeah.
That's what I learned the most, I think, throughout this process. And I learned to be comfortable with being who I am without having anything attached to me, like a title or creations or like accomplishments, anything. I can just be and present myself just as I am with people now, especially like in Bali. You meet so many people from all over the world. And like me in my early 20s will be so insecure.
Yeah.
First of all, like just to speak in English is already like a struggle.
Yeah.
But now I just like, I don't care. Like,
You're on a podcast.
yeah,
English
like
speaking podcast.
speaking
Yeah.
English. Yeah, it's, I have accent and I don't fully understand grammar, and that's beautiful because I don't come from English speaking countries, and it's just who I am, you know? Like, I don't have to be something else other than myself. And I find the beauty of that by actually like losing everything that I thought was keeping me safe, like identity. I lost everything. I think for the first 1 year, it was really tough. Like I couldn't meet people comfortably because I was also having like autoimmune hives, breakout of hives for like 2 years every day, and like breakout, like acne, very severe acne breakouts. So it's also like everything that I thought was what makes me worthy is being stripped away from me. Like, oh, like I have a stable long-term partner stripped away from me. I have a career, I would say, like stripped away from me. Okay, then at least I have beauty or like a sense of style. I cannot wear like stylish clothes because everything is itchy. So I just wear everything like comfortable, and my face like has acne all over it.
Yeah.
So beauty is also like stripped away from me. So it was just like a process of becoming nothing and nobody and focusing on who I am without all of that stuff. So yeah, it was intense.
There's so much here.
Yeah.
So much. First off, thank you for sharing. I wanted to cry for a second. I was like, whoa, like this utter acceptance is kind of what I felt from what you were saying. That's like, I am enough exactly as I am. And I think I felt emotional around that because for me, that has been so much in my journey too, is just accepting me exactly as I am, not based off of what I'm working towards, what I'm accomplishing, what I look like, how many followers I have, like so much of that. And I feel like I'm getting there. I'm not there, but I feel so close. And I think being here in this environment, it helps with that because when we're connecting, like even just us in our friendship, there's nothing outside of this moment right now.
Yep.
And I think that's what it just keeps coming back to is living in the present moment. And it's such an Eckhart Tolle thing, right? Like the power of now. But there's so much power in that. And so with all of that, I'm very curious because you said this was like 3 years of just like living day by day. Do you ever have like an itch, like that past identity that comes up and is like, hey, like you should, Or why aren't you?
Yeah.
What do you do with it?
It's a constant struggle. I would say the first year or the first 2 years, I was still fighting it and then lost the battle each time.
How did you lose?
It's just like I can't seem to bring myself to do stuff. Like my body will tell me to stop,
Yeah.
or like the thing will stop. So yeah, I stopped fighting after a while. It wasn't like a full surrender from the first moment. It was a tough journey. I fought and fought and fought, but like I kept losing the battle. But interestingly, in the past, I would be so depressed whenever I lost a battle with something. But lately, more and more, like whenever I lost, I kind of regained something inside. Like I came closer to myself every time I lost something, which is new and very interesting. This morning, I wrote something like, future Tatyana will think of success as coming home a little more to herself after every experience. Because sometimes we think of success as like goalposts, and we keep moving like a goalpost every time, right? So I think it's a healthy thing for me to think of success as the process of coming home a little more to myself after everything. So it's like the journey, let's say. And I can measure how successful I am by how much at home I feel inside.
Yeah. I'm gonna cry. Why are you doing this? You're just like so soft and gentle. Honestly, whoa, you're pulling at my heartstrings. I think because you're just like bringing me to the here and the now, and I see so much of myself in you too, of what I want. And part of my yoga journey and my whole journey of coming to Ubud, like maybe my intuition brought me here for this moment right now. Honestly,
That's beautiful.
and I'm just like, I'm so curious to people listening if they feel it too, or if I'm just like having a moment. But it is so true. I see so much truth in that people are constantly like, not enough. Oh, we got to move it further. Oh, more money.
Yeah.
Oh, more of this. Oh, more of that. More clothes. More. And when does it become enough? And I wonder, because I know you've done Vipassana meditation. When was that you did it?
3 years ago.
3 years. Yeah. So like within this journey, same time frame.
Yeah.
What sort of impact did that have on how you view everything now?
I think Vipassana changed my life. It made me rethink my whole life. I think everyone has different experience with Vipassana. I guess it made me feel more comfortable being on my own. And it reminded me of how much I actually like my own energy. Because I'm a Pisces and I absorbed everything. And especially in my 20s, I always surround myself with other people until I don't know what's mine and what's theirs. So Vipassana brought me back to like the clarity of just having my own energy, because we didn't talk for 10 days. We didn't even have eye contact with other people. It's just you and yourself. And I think I really like myself. And I don't say it in a like, I hope I don't sound like a self-absorbed or anything, but like I really like my own energy. And it reminded me of my childhood, because I always feel like I spent a lot of my time inside myself. So Vipassana brought me back to the like young Tati that would just have things inside herself and telling jokes to herself. It's a little bit sad because I always like entertain myself growing. It brought me back to that. It's kind of like bringing me back to my essence. After I came out of Vipassana, I realized, what is this life I'm building? Like, what is all of this? Like, I don't even like this. I don't even need all of this to be happy. In Vipassana, I don't change my clothes I only change my clothes once every 3 days. I don't have any books, any entertainment, nothing. And I felt the happiest I ever felt in my life. So that made me realize, because everyone will say like, you don't need anything to be happy. That kind of like just a saying. But when you actually experience that, wow, I truly don't need much to be happy. It's kind of like something in you clicked and it made you realize that nothing else matters as long as you feel like connected to yourself. And that's what I felt during Vipassana. But I also would say that me as a person, I process everything very intensely. Like even when I go on a date with someone, then I will like learn something about them, therefore learn something about myself and how it made me feel. And what is it about it that ties to my past, or like my wounds, or like my desires, or like my attraction? Like I process everything very intensely, and I think I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. I remember someone said to me one time, like, you know, you don't have to make meaning out of everything. And I heard that and I was like, yes, I do. I'm like, I like to. Everything is a lesson.
Yeah.
And in something that I relate to in your Vipassana experience is years ago, I don't know if I shared this with you yet, but I went on a long road trip and I lived in my car. And during that time, similar experience where I was just like putting the same clothes on every day, no makeup. I would brush my teeth, maybe. I would shower in the ocean or like on a beach shower. And I was so happy. And I was meeting people too. And they were like, whoa, like, you're glowing. Like, who are you? And I was like, I'm just this hippie, like, doing my thing. But yeah, it was that lesson of we really don't need a lot, yet so much of the world is caught up in what's next and give me more. And like, this will make me happy, and this and that, and the bigger house, and the, you know, millions of dollars and whatever it is. So I love that we both have been able to kind of experience something like that. I want to go back though to before that, just out of, I mean, my curiosity, and I'm sure people listening are too. What were you building? What did that life look like? What did you basically burn to the ground, or what failed that you left behind? And are there parts of you now still that maybe want bits and pieces of that at all, or have you completely detached? Big questions. I know it's a big one.
What was I building? I was building, I guess, like everyone else, identity, sense of self, sense of belonging, sense of importance. I think that was big. Like, growing up, I always felt unseen and overlooked. So I really wanted to be important. I really wanted to be interesting, to be creative, to be ignorable.
Love that word. Unignorable.
Because I was always ignored. But yeah, I think that's what I was building. So I put myself on like pursuit of spotlights. I would perform, I would act, I would create, and like just putting myself on stage, something like that. Yeah. And
She's famous.
yeah, but I always struggled at the same time because I felt like it came from this hunger and anger of not being seen. So I always say to my friends, like, anger is good as fuel because it gets you far fast. But for me, it stopped working because it burned me to the ground. Like, literally, I was depressed. I was always looking for ways to self-destruct, always wanted to end my life, and nothing can satisfy me. I was always angry, I was always unhappy, I was always sad. So that was where it led me to, and that's why I decided to burn everything to the ground. It's not like the classic, I've achieved everything and I felt empty, what is all this for? No, like, I tried, it burned me, it didn't work, I kept pushing, it still doesn't move, so it still didn't move, and so I stopped. Like, failures after failures after failures, and I stopped trying. So like, sometimes you will see like this enlightenment, awakening journey of people who got it all and still felt empty. No, for me it was, I tried to have it all. Life wouldn't give me. Life refused to give me. No, I'm not gonna give you this. So I stopped. So that was my journey.
Yeah, I love just how like honest that is, because I think there's also a lot of judgment and like shame around that, especially in the personal development space. That's like you don't fucking give up. Like you're gonna die trying.
Yeah.
Like the only failure is if you quit. But yeah, at what point do you say, like, I hate myself enough, I want to die
Yeah.
enough times, like you're so burnt out that it's like, actually, like I need to stop. I follow someone who actually I really look up to, and I would say he on that category of like has it all. He's got more than enough, millions of dollars, huge businesses, whatever. And he posted something the other day that's like, look guys, like I haven't missed 13 years of showing up, but my cortisol is at sky high levels. My growth, I think it's like growth hormone or something, like he takes TRT and a bunch of whatever steroids. He's like, it's way too high. Like I cannot chill the fuck out, and I need to take a break, and I don't want to, but like I need to. And I'm like, ooh, like it sucks that we let ourselves as human beings get to that point before we step back and are like, what's actually the point of like life, you know?
Yeah.
So hearing that you were burnt out and you were like striving for it, but you kept hitting this wall, is that what led you to Vipassana, or did Vipassana show up somehow?
I think that was what led me to Vipassana, because I was desperate. Like it was the last straw for me. Like I was gonna end it this year if shit don't change. And so that's what led me to Vipassana, and it helped me so much. Because also Vipassana is very simple. Like you can do it anytime, anywhere, without anything. You just need yourself. So I think at that point, it was really important for me to have very simple life, because my life was overly complicated at that point. So to have something that is not complicated kind of anchored me. It gives some kind of structure to me.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So I applied for Vipassana and I got declined.
Why?
Because they said my mental health wasn't good enough to come in. I was like, so, I mean, everyone listening, I've probably talked about this before. If I haven't, surprise, I wanted to kill myself at one point in my life too. But yeah, I, like previous years before the road trip, like after a long relationship ended, had those experiences, pandemic, had those experiences. When I applied for it, I was just honest, because I don't like to lie about anything. So I was like, yeah, back at this time, I was like having anxiety attacks. And at this time, I wanted to kill myself. And they were like, we don't feel like you are in a stable space to come do this. And I was like, oh, I got declined. So it's like, it's interesting to me because it sounds like you were at such a low, but it helped you get through it.
Yeah.
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 And I can see it, like just hearing your experience being something that would help so much with someone. It's so fascinating. My mind is just thinking right now about like psychologists and different types of psychology and how they might look at this and be like, that's extreme. But I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I don't really know. I definitely resonate more with that style of mental health therapy.
Yeah.
Like sitting with it.
Yeah.
Because the only way out is through it, I believe. But that's, again, my own journey, your own journey.
Yeah.
And so now you're here in the present moment. And something you said the other day, which is when I was like, I didn't know that about you, is that you're a witch. Please share what that means and how you came to this.
I'm a witch. I still feel a bit hesitant to share.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people think you have to be a certain way to claim that you're something, right? And I struggled with that my whole life, like claiming to be something, but am I this enough to call myself this, right? I'm a witch. I think I am more comfortable calling myself that now. For me, personally, witch is just a wise woman. Yeah, that is in tune with her inner world and life around her, is intuitive, is spiritual, has the gifts of seeing the unseen and like translating that and help her surroundings with that. I think that's my interpretation of a witch.
I love it. And I do feel that from you. And I mean, I'm a witch. Does it resonate for me to say that? Not really, but based off of being a yoga teacher, and I mean, it seems like every single person that I meet ever is like, you just have this energy to you. I'm like,
yeah,
have some of it.
Yeah.
Like it's the unexplainable almost.
Yes.
Sometimes. But for podcast purposes, how would you explain those powers that you feel you embody the most? And how do you feel like you can help people, or how do you help people?
For me, I think my path in this life is to be myself and share myself with others, and not so much of explanation with words or like methodologies. I know it's a bit more vague and it's a bit more confusing maybe for some people, but I have accepted. Recently, I have accepted that this is my path, and my path is just to be. And in my beingness, I will share my gifts in any way that I can, and people will feel it. And therefore, I will receive blessings as much as I give, like blessings to others. Now I operate more in this like energetic field of life instead of like the concrete, like, I do this for you, you do this for me. I receive this because I gave you this. I operate more in the, like, seeing life as this whole interconnected system, that if I just be and have pure intentions, then I get to coexist with life, and therefore I will live in harmony with my surroundings and with life. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does. And I like how you put it into words, because I know how hard it can be to create language of something that is so much more of a feeling. And I resonate with that too. To me, it's like karmic living, very yoga, and like Buddhist, and the golden rule, if we had to name it.
What
right?
is the golden rule?
Treat others how you wish to be treated. And we're all human, and we react, and we respond, and we get angry, and we maybe do things sometimes. I'm curious if you have a specific moment recently where maybe you were more of like, and not in that like harmonious state that you wish to be in.
Yeah.
That you're open to sharing. And how do you, like, I wonder if you have anything that you're like, how do I undo that? Or was it meant to happen?
What happened was reactive. For example, like a week ago. I don't really remember, but I think I remember the feeling of being triggered and being reactive. And what I will do in that moment is just to catch myself. I think by practicing meditation and like other modalities like yoga and stuff, you have more space in between like the thing that is happening to your reaction, right? So even if you get triggered and you reacted, you will have some kind of space to then be able to, catch yourself in the middle of it. So I think what I do is I give grace to myself when that happens, and also see the beauty of imperfect moments as well. Like this is the beauty of being human. I sometimes in the middle of like feeling rejected, feeling angry, I will catch myself and feel like, oh, I'm alive, and this is like the feeling of being alive.
Yeah.
Like to be rejected, to feel pain, to feel sadness, and also to feel like loved and like all the beautiful things too.
Yeah.
So I see it as not a mistake or like a flaw. I will see it as being alive.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
It is beautiful. You're so gentle and like kind with your words. And something that came up for me in that, because I resonate a lot, and I feel like I have very similar practices, which is just like yoga. Thank you, yoga. We love you. And meditation. I know there will be people listening who are like, that's toxic positivity. And how can you look at everything like that? I'm curious if you see or ever wonder if it might be that in your brain, like overlooking the feeling for what it is.
I think like I'm the type of person who, again, like based on my experience, this is growth for me. Because in the past, I would dwell in the darkness of things, the misery, the injustice of life. So being able to feel that and still bring it to the light feels like growth to me. And I think it will be different for people. Like maybe if you used to operate in this like naive, like life is beautiful, blah, blah, blah. It's important for you to see the injustices and like open your eyes to it. But where I came from, like being able to hold darkness and the light at the same time, it really shows how much I've grown as a person and like more and more whole as a person, I would say. So if some people think that it's toxic positivity, maybe it just doesn't suit their experiences and their growth in life, because I know where I came from and I know how much I've dealt with the darkness. So having positivity is really necessary
Yeah,
for me.
totally. And it's like, it's not that you're not feeling it. Like you're still feeling the emotion.
Yeah, I think that's what Vipassana taught me, like to stay with each feelings, with each sensation, but also not too long, not to like dwell on it so much and think of it as just is, like good feeling, bad feeling. They have the exact same weight, and that helps me to be more whole.
What is the most alive in you right now?
So I think my whole life, I've always felt awkward and uncomfortable being inside myself and operating in the world as myself. But now I feel okay, I feel good. I feel like I can just be, and it's okay. And I think living in Ubud helps a lot because I always say this, everyone is so fucking weird, and that allows me to also be the weirdest version of myself. And I love it.
I love it too. I'm thinking of all the women listening right now, and I just hope that they can feel the energy. Like, please, if you can feel the energy, tell us. Please tell us. Because truly, like what I'm getting from you right now is such an ambiance, present, and like embodiment and acceptance and things that I think every goddamn woman on this world wants. And it is so beautiful to know a human that is feeling that. And it's not just words, but you're being it. Oh, and I'm like pouring into you right now. I hope you enjoy it and feel it. But truly,
Shower me.
like when you say, yeah, that power is for you to just be, girl, you're doing it. You're doing something. Yeah.
Thank you for seeing me as I am. And I see you as you are. And I really appreciate our connection. And I think you're very beautiful. And I hope you feel beautiful because you are.
I do feel beautiful.
Yeah.
You're so sweet. Aw, this is so lovely. There's a question that I normally ask everyone at the end of my podcast, but you kind of started the podcast by answering it.
Okay.
How you define success. So instead of asking that, like how you define success in your life, if you look at yourself 5 years from now, 2020, 2031, how does Tatyana show up? What is occupying her time?
I know it. 2031, Tatyana will be, I think she will feel even more comfortable in herself.
Yeah.
I think she will feel even more comfortable sharing herself with the world. And I think she will feel even more empowered as a woman, as a witch. And I'll be 37.
Ooh, I think she's going to be a very sexy woman.
She already is. That's so beautiful. I didn't expect any different answer because you are embodying that definition of success, which is how you started it, is just like being. So if there could be one thing that you feel like women, because I feel like you're a speaker to women for some reason, I'm getting that feeling. Maybe men need to hear it too. But if there's something that you're like, you need to hear this,
To men.
to anyone listening, what would you like to share?
I would like to share that I think being human is a really beautiful experience. And I hope people will appreciate that more, as in to fully experience life as a human being. I am saying this as if I'm an alien and like I'm not a human being, but like,
Are you? Are you an alien?
maybe.
What are aliens?
I think aliens are angels, but like, yeah, I think sometimes we take this life being us for granted. I think it's a really beautiful experience. I kind of felt like a sense of not being here and wishing to experience this. Do you get what I mean? Like this, like excitement to be born to, which is so wild for me to say because my whole life I've always wished life away, right? Yeah. But now I kind of get it. Like I kind of get why my soul wanted to be born and to experience all of this. Because like life is very beautiful. Like the sun, the air, people, skin.
Oh, so soft. Wow.
Thank you.
And I think it's like people should appreciate it more. And also like the awkwardness, the embarrassing parts of being human. I think it's really beautiful. I feel like people should immerse themselves more in life because it is such a rich and beautiful and amazing experience.
Love it. I agree. I couldn't agree more. Being a human is so freaking cool. If you're a human and you're listening to this, click like and subscribe. If you're an alien, leave a comment.
Yeah. Love that.
But I totally agree. And I love that you shared that. It's totally resonate with it. Just like gratitude to be alive each day and like really feeling that as a deep feeler.
So I know like a lot of people are being oppressed in this moment somewhere in the world. Like a lot of people are being oppressed. So I feel like if you have the chance to express yourself, you have to use it. Like do not oppress yourself because I think by doing that, you're honoring people who don't get the chance to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True that. True. I think there's a lot of people who are free, very free.
Yeah.
And they don't even realize how free they are.
Yeah.
Right?
And they oppress themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of fear. Outside of fear, because that's what I always think it is. Do you think there's other things that make people oppress themselves?
I think it's the like oppression that they have experienced, but it's not happening anymore, but it's still ingrained in them, right? And I think I myself am trying to actively liberate myself from my inner oppressor because of what happened in the past or like trauma that's been happening or just like learning from the world of what is happening around the world sometimes can chain us as well, or we will be trapped in this guilt or like shame of being free. But I think because I'm trying to see the world in a more like energetic way, I think it's really important to liberate yourself. Therefore, you're kind of having this ripple effect of liberating other people that you interacted with as well. Instead of like, oh, I don't deserve to be free because like women in Afghanistan lost their voices and stuff like that. I think you can express yourself like, okay, I have the chance to be myself and be free in honor of these women who don't get to feel that. I am going to use this chance to like liberate myself. I don't know if that's problematic to say. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Who cares?
How I am
Speak your
processing.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I am processing grief because I will get so caught up in the like guilt and like, oh, why am I happy when a lot of suffering happens in the world, right?
Yeah.
But I think because there is so much suffering in the world, it is very important for you to kind of anchor in your happiness because that way you kind of, I would say, elevate your surroundings and therefore kind of like hopefully also like liberate the whole like the soup because I feel like we're all connected, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the saying, be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carol.
So thank you, Tatyana. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next time on the Health Chats podcast. Bye.